Losing a loved one is something that's never easy, let alone for it to happen twice. But for me, I believe the most important thing was to have faith. During this time of loss, I lost myself as a person a few times, lost my mind more than once, and I felt alone many times. And then one day I started reading a chapter of Proverbs every day, and I came to realize that there's got to be a reason why I keep enduring this constant pain and struggle. I found ways to get through this by putting my faith in God, my friends and family, and using basketball to help dilute the pain. This is just my experience, but I know I'm not the only one going through this, because everyone has a battle that they're facing. Someone out there is going through worse or is going through the same thing I'm going through. This story is just a glimpse of my reality, and I realize that it's okay to wear your scars because there might be someone out there that you can help by telling your story. I want my story to inspire. I want young people that are going through the same thing or whatever they may be going through to know that they can make it through whatever, and that there's always light at the end of a dark tunnel.
It's been miles and many trials in order to be where Adut Bolgak is today. She was born in Kenya, having to eventually flee from her home country along with her family in 1999. With civil war tearing parts of Africa apart, she and her family made the gradual move to Canada.
It was actually really scary. I started school out there and didn't know any English. Mind you, I had never seen anybody other than black people, Africans to be exact, and it was just an all-new experience.
Bolgak picked up the English language quickly and adjusted to a much different climate. Having her brothers Dangatem and Bulatem was a huge help in transitioning to North America.
My brothers were like my second parents. My parents worked a lot and they took care of us. After school, they would make us food and make us take naps. So it was really like having 4 or 5 parents at once.
The Bolgaks lived in Canada for 8 years before experiencing the type of heartbreak that no family wants to go through. On May 15, 2007, the oldest brother Dangatem was found murdered in the family's backyard. It was part of a double homicide. He was just 22. 2.5 years later, on September 14, 2009, the family lost another brother. Bulatem Bolgak passed away in a car accident.
I didn't think that I would be okay the second time. Obviously, they're not here for major life events, and so every time I step on the court, I think about them. I'm about to graduate. They don't get to see me graduate, so I think about that all the time. They're not gonna see me get married. They're not gonna meet any of my kids if I have children. I mean, it's tough, especially because they played such a big part of my life and they're missing so much of my life.
There's so many people that would claim victim. There's so many people that would just stop and say, well, how can I go on, and have the self-pity take over. And Adut is just not like that.
It was a trying time for Adut and her family, specifically her mother.
Everybody knows it's painful, but we just had to stay strong for each other, and I think we just found ways to get through it. For me, it was sports. For her, it was her 4 other children, so who knows.
Still to this day, Adut relies on sports, not just for the fun of playing, but for the welcome distraction that it can provide.
It's so much more than just to come out and play basketball. It's what is inside that drives you, and to use that as a driving force rather than something that holds you back. I think that's why she's a great basketball player.
They knew how much sports meant to me. They knew how much I loved basketball, so really most of the time I feel like I'm playing for them.
But every time she steps out on the court, she always has a part of her brothers with her.
It was right around the time when we had our first game, and I just decided to write their names on my shoes, and it was just a constant reminder for me, just that they're not here, but they are here. So.
Now Adut's youngest brother, KB, is fighting his own battle with a serious illness.
There's no greater loss than losing loved ones, and 2 times was just too much for me. And, I'm still constantly battling different struggles, and I just look at it like it could really get worse. It could be worse. I've seen the worst.
Being so far away from the situation and her family, Adut turned to her head coach in the time of need.
She was there talking to my mom, talking to me every day. She's like another mother for us. That's really cool to have. When you have people that aren't necessarily like locally stationed, so then you have to have people that you can lean on, and Coach Sue is one of those people.
Even through the darkest times and the present situation, Adut continues to find the positives.
She's very, very grateful, and I think she turns around and spills that to the rest of our team, the rest of our program, who maybe has had it very easy. I know I have, based on what she's gone through. And you look at that, and you look at her and some other people that have gone through difficult times, and that's what really bands you together.
Blocked away by Bolgak.
I've been granted multiple opportunities that other people can't experience, and I'm getting a free education. I get to do what I love, and you just have to appreciate those things because it can be taken from you any single day.